Hi. Um, as many of you know, I've been considering upgrading from a personal size Filofax to an A5 or something else. And I've given this a lot of thought, and I visited the shop locally where they sell Filofax stuff, and I've looked at lots of different A5 size binders and um, kind of considered them from different perspectives. And um, I finally gotten to the point where I think I'm going to stick with personal size. Um, A5 is a great paper size. I actually have um, my Clairefontaine notebook is A5. And I mean, this page size is a really nice compromise between being portable and being big enough to really write on. I don't find myself constantly like squeezing the word into the edge of the page. Um, and actually, just a bound book like this is really not much bigger than a personal size Filofax. I don't know if you can see. It's taller, but it's about the same width. I mean, and this is really beautifully portable, and it's trying to see how much is this? 96 sheets, so it's like 192 sides, I guess, to write on. This is beautiful paper too. I really um, love it. So, um, but an A5 size Filofax is bloody enormous. I mean, it's like carrying a phone book around with you all day. It's so big. And I think that while most of them have 30 millimeter rings, I think that this side, these are 23 millimeter. I don't know if you can really see much on them, but I've got this pretty much, I mean, this is pretty much at capacity, I think. And so you could fit a lot more pages in. One thing that they do that I don't like on A5, back here I've got a zip pocket that I've got some coin in right now. I don't use it very well. This is not a good design for me. This is just sort of what I've landed on to do with it, but I'd much rather have, if they copied this arrangement back here, I would love this binder so much more. Um, A5s, though, pretty much everyone that I looked at has a pad pocket back here, which can't really be repurposed for anything else. It's a slit that you fit the cardboard backing of a tear-off pad, and then you buy like the pre-punched paper, so you can flip to the. Conceptually, it's great. You flip to the back, you take your notes when you're sitting in a meeting, you rip the page off, and you file it behind the appropriate tab. I tried that in my Malden for a while. Having a pad back there, I found I never really used it very well, and it just ended up, it took up a lot of space and didn't serve me well. So, the other thing that I noticed about A5s was that they didn't typically give you um, much better sort of card arrangements than the personal size. I, pardon me, have a lot of cards that I carry around, and I've actually stepped. As I showed in my what's in my bag, I've got this wallet that I just am toting cards around in. But I found, cards in here. I've got most things in here, cards in here, and sort of more substantive notes in here. Um, I really crave the days when I used to have it all just, there was a while, I think when I was in my domino primarily, that it was all in there. I had all my cards, all my notes, everything in one book, and I could just walk out of the house on, a nice day. I could just walk out of the house just carrying my Filofax, and I knew I had everything. It was all there. I don't mind toting a bag around, and it's practical in many ways, but I also don't necessarily want. I want the flexibility to be able to. It's like if we're just going out to the movies, I don't want to tote a bag with me. I can just take this and it sits in my lap while I watch the movie. So, um, or if I'm going to a restaurant. I don't really want to tote. I don't want to tote a bag everywhere. So um, I can't fit more in here. I could take some paper out and pop in more vinyl inserts, like a zip envelope, a top opening envelope, card carrying pages. Um, but I don't really want to. So I'll just keep doing this for the time being. But I haven't sort of. I think one of the things I was hoping with an A5 is I could find something that had a lot of card slots, a lot of pockets, and so not only would I have bigger rings, but I would also have, and bigger pages, but I would also be able to take all the junk that's in vinyl inserts and put it all into the covers and consequently be able to fit even more paper. It doesn't look like they really are substantially better, and so, um, and they are so bloody big. I cannot see myself carrying. I was holding an A5 Cuban at the store, and it weighs like, it feels like it weighs 50 pounds, and it's like this big, and I'm never going to carry that. This is about as big as I'm going to get. So um, I wouldn't mind something a touch bigger than this, but I really don't think I can make the step up. So um, what I've been sort of poking around for is other personal size options that might over the long run fit me better. I love this binder aesthetically and in many ways functionally. It really is ideal for me, and I love this leather. Feels absolutely natural, and I realize I've been spoiled by that when I was looking at other Filofaxes at the store. A lot of the real leather ones feel like they're made out of plastic. This feels real. This is like real deal, nice oiled leather. It does not have any kind of a plastic coating on it. It does mark and scratch really easily, but then they just sort of rub out. So I'd like to sort of replicate that whenever I get, but I don't know if that's practical. Did communicate with somebody who has a Cavendish, which I gather is a model that was made in the 90s, which has 30 millimeter rings, so that's 7 millimeters more than I've got now, so that's a pretty significant size increase. Um, the inside cover of mine holds 3 cards with a pocket behind. I think that has 8 cards that slide in from the top, which is easier because can be, when you're trying to pull a card out, it will bump into the rings. So the top load is easier. Yeah, it holds 8 of them, and it has a pocket behind. And then in the back, it's got a big pocket behind. It's got like a 3/4 pocket, I guess you'd call it, that you can just tuck things behind, but it's open at the top, so you can slide them from the top or the side. And then it's got a zip pocket across the back. Um, so I think altogether that will tote a lot more stuff in the covers, like I was looking to do with an A5. It gives me a lot more paper binder capacity to like fit more. I'd love to be able to fit more. I've switched over completely to sort of this day on 2 pages stuff that I print out myself. And I can only fit about a month's worth of these in. I'd love to be able to get more, like 6 to 8 weeks of these, plus my monthly tabs. And yeah, so I think it might serve. I'm going to think about it for a day or two, whether that's really what I want to do. I think it's a nice looking. I mean, I think this is a better looking binder, but I think that would just functionally be so much more meeting my needs. And so that's where things are kind of at right now. The other thing I did think about was getting a loose leaf dodo pad, but I realized that's even bigger than an A5. And I mean, in terms of footprint, it's not as thick, but it's big. And I just don't think that's going to work. So anyway, so I'm on this. This is the size, guys, and I think it's a really convenient size because if I want to, for kind of carrying around in a suit or something, I can get a slimline, and the pages just come out of it and go in here. They're interchangeable. You can't do that with most. A5 will only go in an A5. So anyway, so that's where we're at. Thanks for watching.